This video discloses details of a scam that could destroy any married man in our society. At the end, we ask you to send us an email if this happened to you. If we can collect enough information, we can petition to change domestic violence laws to protect innocent married men. Who should watch this video? If you are a man considering marriage, if you are a man in a common law marriage, if you already are in a marriage relationship, please listen carefully to what we have to say. Are you considering a mail order bride relationship? If so, your risk is much higher, and we encourage you to pay special attention. This video discloses details of what we perceive as a growing threat to men throughout the United States and in many other countries. The threat is real. The scam we describe here has happened to all of us in this group, and there is an increasing possibility it could happen to you. This threat is fueled by huge profits for divorce attorneys and organized crime, and appears to be getting worse. Who should watch this video? This video is presented at considerable personal risk to warn you about dangers you face in modern marriage, new dangers that probably exceed anything you have heard up to now. Divorce is a reality for half of all married men in America today. We consider most of the divorce laws to be reasonable, fair, and equitable. We are not concerned about the fair distribution of assets. This video is presented to warn you about your risk of losing all your assets, losing access to your children, being unfairly labeled as a convicted felon for the remainder of your life, losing your job, your social standing, your friends, your personal reputation, and your freedom. It can all happen in the blink of an eye. It has already happened to many other men, and it could happen to you before you even realize anything is wrong. You could be at work, be arrested, handcuffed, and jailed before you have any indication that this scam has been set in motion. This video is about domestic violence laws. Domestic violence in any form or fashion is wrong and is sadly out of control in today's society. We want to be very clear about this. If you abuse your wife, your children, your parents, the elderly, or any other person, you should be in jail. Do not expect our group or any sane person to accept any excuse for abusing any person under any circumstances. It is wrong, it must be stopped, and it cannot be tolerated. Okay, we set the stage. Now let's get directly to the scam and how it can destroy your life. First, let's talk about the common American divorce. There are many reasons why your wife might decide she wants to end your marriage. After your wife decides to end the marriage, she finds a divorce attorney. Her attorney has two primary motivations. One, how can he make as much money as possible? And two, how can he get the best possible settlement for his client? Her divorce attorney knows the power of domestic violence laws and the leverage they produce in divorce negotiations. He may even ask her if her husband was ever abusive. He may counsel her on how important it might be if her husband was ever abusive. He may even suggest that calling in a domestic violence report would help her get more of your assets. He may even counsel her on how to appear as though she has been attacked. You're watching TV at home. Suddenly, policemen appear at your door. You discover later that your wife has called the police asking for their help because you attacked her. Whether you attack her or not means nothing. If the police detect the slightest sign of violence, a small red spot or a bruise, you are handcuffed and taken to jail. The charge is felony assault, and you are already guilty. You now have to make bail and hire an expensive criminal defense attorney. In the meantime, your wife swears out a complaint saying you abuse her often and files for divorce. Then she petitions the court for a protective order to prevent further abuse, and you are prevented from entering your own home. You are now on the street with nothing. Your attorney explains the downside of being a convicted felon and counsels you to give them anything they want. They ask for everything. As long as you play ball and agree to all their demands, the assault charges will be dropped. Otherwise, you spend your money in criminal defense. You will probably lose the defense, lose your job, your social standing, your friends, and your personal reputation. Give her everything, or be labeled as a criminal for the rest of your life. Welcome to the scam. Mail order brides are much more dangerous. Frankly, if you get involved with a plan to import a wife from a foreign country, we think you're crazy. Your chances of experiencing this scam and becoming a target of organized crime increase dramatically. You find a lovely foreign girl, usually through a service, and the two of you fall in love. You bring her to America, marry her, and help her get her citizenship. The two of you live happily ever after, at least until the police knock on your door. Months later, if you are lucky, you discover what happened. Your wife was recruited by an organized crime syndicate in her country and trained on how to please and trap a rich American. When she arrived here, she was contacted by the same mob who taught her how to fake domestic violence, then call the police. The mob hires her a divorce attorney and executes this scam with professional precision. They have a lot of experience. Whether you abused your wife or not, you are now guilty of felony assault, and you trade everything you have to get her to drop the assault charges. Welcome to the scam. After the divorce is final, the mob takes their cut of your assets, then forces your wife to repeat the scam on her next victim. Obviously, we need your help to stop this abuse. If this has happened to you, please send an email to warningformen@gmail.com. That email address is warningformen@gmail.com. We will send you a survey and attempt to collect as much information on the current problem as possible. We need enough information on the extent of this problem before we can ask lawmakers to protect the innocent. Thank you for your time, and good luck with that marriage thing.